Hello, my name is Gazanfer, and in this lesson I will introduce filters and slicers in Microsoft Power BI. There are three types of filters and slicers. There is the text slicers, numeric slicers, date slicers. As for the filters, there is the visual level filters, the page level filters, and the report level filters. As you can see in the GIF, the text slicer filters the data according to text. With the numeric range slicer, you can apply all sorts of filters to any numeric column in your data model. There are three options for filtering your numeric data: between numbers, less than or equal to a number, or greater than or equal to a number. This may sound simple, but it's a powerful way to filter your data. Then there's the date slicers. With the relative date slicer or relative date filter, you can apply time-based filters to any date column in your data model. For example, you can use the relative date slicer to show only sales data that has happened within the last 30 days. When you refresh the data, the relative time period automatically applies the appropriate relative date constraint. As for filters, you can set filters at three different levels for the report. The visual level report, in which you can filter data in visualizations of data. The page level filters, where you can filter data according to the page, and the report level filters, where you filter data on all of the pages. You can also set drill-through filters. I hope this lesson was useful to you for understanding filters and slicers, and I hope to see you in the next lesson. Hello, my name is Kazanfer, and in this lesson, we'll be learning about text slicers. Let's go to our Power BI desktop. And as you can see over here, I have a normal visualization of data on a table. Now, this is a lot of data, and many of us might want to get clever by filtering it. Now, this is where slicers come handy. Now, suppose I want to filter it according to regions. So I'll go to my fields area and find where region is, pull region out. And when we pull it out, as you can see, it comes out as a text table itself. To make it a slicer, we go to the visualization tab and click on slicer. As you can see, it turns into a slicer tab, and when you click on a certain region, like Europe, it filters data accordingly. For example, as you can see, it filters the market of France, Germany, United Kingdom as their subregions of Europe. The list price and costs can also be filtered accordingly. Same is for the subregion. Let's delete this for now. Let's take out subregion. Maybe we wanna see data for Canada. Now, as you can see, all the data is filtered for the market of Canada, and you can see list prices of bike wash or cable log, etc. Now, let's see the formatting of these options. You can go and change the outline color of these options. Maybe you want it black, maybe you want it blue. The outline color, the outline weight can be increased as well. You can change the coordinates as well, the height, the width. You can also change the selection controls. Now, this is something that's very important. You can switch on single select, or you can switch it off. You can also switch on the select all option. As you can see, when you choose select all, it shows data for all. Maybe you want to remove this data, or remove this data, but want data for the rest of these subregions, then you might need to use the select all option. Going forward, you have options like the slicer head, where you can change the color of this. Let's change it back to black. You can also increase the text size, make it bigger, maybe, according to your requirements. There are many other settings like items, titles. You need to play around to see which ones suit you. Another important factor is the orientation of this. For example, you can change it to horizontal, and as you can see, it changes the look into boxes, and you can select Australia and you can select United Kingdom, and you know which ones are selected or not, and you can unselect them. So these are other options that you can explore accordingly. Like for now, I have nothing selected, so the visualization is empty. But when I select Germany, for example, the visualization shows me the market of Germany. I hope you've understood text slicers in this lesson, and I hope to see you in the next lesson as well. Hello, my name is Gazanfer, and in this lesson, I'm going to teach you about Numeric Slicer. We're going to cover the 4 following things about the Numeric Slicer: the setting range, working in combination, types of displays, and edit interactions. Here is our Power BI desktop. As you can see, we've got our data visualized in a table. Now what we need to do is, as said in the Numeric Slicer, filter data according to numbers. So let's take out a magnitude value. For example, how about profit? When we take out this value, it comes out in its default way, which is the column visualization. We will of course have to choose the slicer option under the visualization tab, and as you can see, a row is created which you can bring forward or back inside this tab, and you can even change values according to what you like. Maybe you can reduce it to 20. So right now the current visualization of the slicer shows us how to choose between profit values starting from this value to this value. So if we want to filter our values, we can use these tablets. Maybe I want to start from 0 and end to 2. So as you can see, I filtered the data quite well and made it quite short, and I can tell how much bank or order quantity or color, cost, list price according to the profit. There are many options in the numeric visualizations. You can go over here and choose whether to choose the less than or equal to option, where you can choose values for lesser than perhaps 30, and all the values lesser than 30 will come, whether it's till 0 or not. Along with this, you have other options like greater than or equal to. Maybe you want to choose values more than 30. Maybe you want to choose values more than 30,000 maybe. So as you can see, the data has been filtered pretty well. There are three, there are 2 markets like the Southwest and United Kingdom. You can also go to the formatting area to maybe check your numeric inputs, increase the text size. Maybe you want to change the background color, make it blue. Maybe you want to change the font color, make it any other color that you like. So you can play around with these options and see which ones suit you, because the numeric slicer is very helpful. And as said before, you can take out your perhaps region and make it into a slicer, and you can use that to filter it alongwise. So you can choose two or more filters that work together with each other. Thus, we learned with the numeric range slicer, you can apply all sorts of filter to any numeric column in your data model. As you can see, there are three different options for filtering your numeric data, which is between numbers, lesser than or equal to a number, or greater than or equal to a number. And as I said, these options are very powerful. I hope you understood how to use the numeric slicer, and I hope to see you in the next lesson. Hello, my name is Gazanfer, and in this lesson, I will introduce you to the date slicer. Let's go to our Power BI desktop. As we can see, we have our table ready over here. So when you go to the fields area, you'll see some icons next to each formations. And next to these fields, you can see the calendar options. So let's take them out. And as you can see, they're visualized as column charts. Let's change that. Let's change it to a slicer. Now you can see you can easily toggle along and filter the data. Maybe you want it precisely to this area, maybe even closer. You can change the data. Maybe you want to change the year. Maybe you want to change the month. So you can easily do that. As you can see, you can change the year. You can change the year, as you can see the date. Same for this side as well. You can change it. So it easily filters the data. And as you can see, it's very easy. Then you have more options as well, where you can export data, sort descending or ascending. So that's another thing you can do with your slicers. But as for now, let's just keep it the way it is. You also have other options which you can play around with. As you can see, you can go to before and you can select a date before, perhaps or more. So you can toggle around, you can make it lesser, maybe refine it, maybe make it super short according to your requirements, of course. And you also have other options like after. So anything after this date. For example, maybe I want to make it the 12th month. I want to make it December. I want to make it maybe this date. So you can go after this date in 2002. You have other options like list as well, where you can select like certain dates individually. And this is like a very fun way, because sometimes you need to be precise, like you have a date and you can see like the data for that day as well. So now what if we want to maybe change it, maybe not for a day, maybe we want it for a year? What do we do? So we go to the modeling tab, make a new column. So maybe what you'd like to do instead of manually doing it is make a modeling column like this one that I have made over here for year, and then take it out and use it individually as a list for 2002 or 2003 or 2004. As you can see, look, doing it manually, as you can see in the options, is choosing maybe the December 31st of 2002 and doing it this way, where you start and end. However, this is a much easier way to do it. I hope you've understood how to use date slicers now, and I hope to see you in the next lesson. Hello, my name is Gazanfar, and in this lesson, I'll teach you about visual level text filters. Let's go to our Power BI desktop. As you can see, here we have our fields areas. Now, there are different types of filters. There's the visual level filters, there's the report level filters, and there's the page level filters. The visual level filters focus on a certain visualization, the page level filters focus on a certain page, and the report level filters focus on all the pages. Let us start with a simple example of visual level filters. Let's go to perhaps maybe let's go to region, and maybe let's go to the profit, maybe. Let's drag the profit and put it in this region area as well. As you can see, by default, it's put these three regions over here. Let us check the filters from the filter tab over here. Let's go to the region first. And as you can see, you have this option of basic filter option. Now, the difference between slicers and filters is that in slicers, you can choose which item you want to filter personally as well. You may go the format option and edit interaction to choose which one uh, can be filtered. Right now, I have only one visualization, but if I have one or more, I can choose which ones to filter and which ones to not. This is the case with slicers. But as for filters, for visual level filters, you can filter single visualizations. So here is the basic filter option where you can choose maybe Europe or maybe select all to see all of them. Let's increase the size so we can see it. As you can see, I've increased the size. So you can choose to filter Europe out, or maybe filter Europe and the Pacific or North America, maybe select all of them. Then there is the option of advanced filtering. where you have options like contains, does not contain, starts with, does not start with, is not, is blank, or is not blank. Let's maybe use the start with option. I want to see a region which starts with E. So I apply the filter and it filters out Europe automatically. So this is very helpful when you've got a large set of data. Right now I've got a small set of data as an example. This is very helpful. Or you can use the and or options. So you can add other conditions. Maybe contains. Maybe I want to make sure that it contains an A. So I apply a filter. And as you can see, all of them came up because all of North America and Pacific both contain an A. So this is basically how basic filtration and advanced filtration works. I hope you've understood how visual level filters work now, and I hope to see you in the next lesson. Hello, my name is Gazanfer, and in this lesson, we'll cover visual level numeric filters in Microsoft Power BI. Let's go to our Power BI desktop. Over here, let's go to our field section and let's choose some values. Right now, maybe we want to choose customers, and how about maybe choosing regions and maybe the cost. Let's maybe take out the size over here and make sure it's observable. Now what we're gonna do is go to the filters area after clicking on this, and what we see is are all these options. So let's go to the cost area and maybe we want to see cost lesser than per se 500. Okay, so right now it's become really short, and what we can do over here is maybe if we want to know the amount of regions, or let's suppose regions, what we do is take out the region and put it under this. So we have a region. So we could go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and count all of these, but maybe there's a more efficient way. And that is what we're going to see. So what we have to do is take out the region. Okay, let's go to region and take it out and put it under the values. And as you can see, another table of values has popped up again with this region. So what you're going to do is go to count and go to count distinct. So what it does is that it counts all of these and puts it in this table. As you can see. So it's pretty easy now to count the number of countries. Something more that you can do is, let's delete this for now, are the options. Let's observe them. You have options like lesser than, equal to, or greater than. Maybe we want to check options greater than 50,000 maybe. Maybe we want to check options greater than 500,000. So we filtered that, and as you can see, they filter very well. Along with this, there are more option is, for example, this. So as you can see, there is no country with the cost of 500,000. There are other options is not 500,000. As you can see, you can choose the is not option and select this, and all the countries start popping up. So this is a very efficient way of filtering your data based on your numerics. And there's another way. As you can see, there is the option of, when you go down there, for example in region, there is the option with advanced filtering and basic filtering of top N. Let's check it out. We have the top 10, and let's check out the top 10 values perhaps. So we add the value of cost over here, and we add the value of cost over here. But what happens now when I add the cost value over here is that it will filter out like about 3 regions. There are very less regions. So maybe I want to remove the region area and bring the customers. Okay. And I can apply this. And add the value of cost in customers. Let's go to top N, top 10, and add the value of cost. When I apply the filter, as you can see, the top 10 come. So what this is good for making is column charts. As you can see, maybe we want to visualize the top 10 values over here as column charts, which is pretty well when it comes to sales or cost. Same is for, maybe we want to do it for the bottom 10. Let's apply the filter. And as you can see, it filtered out the bottom 10. So I hope you understood how to use the numeric filter option, and I hope to see you in the next lesson. Hello, my name is Gazanfer, and in this lesson, I'll be teaching you about visual level date filters. Let's go to our Power BI desktop. As you can see, I've got a set of different types of data over here. Here are 3 cards: the list price, the cost, the profit. Here is the table we had in the previous exercise as well. So let's just maybe go to our filter section, selecting any of these. So what happened before was when we choose a slicer, for example, let's go to region, is when we selected a certain type of data, everything was filtered accordingly. As you can see, everything filters itself accordingly. So what if we want to go and filter the date? So what we do is take out a date value. Let's go over here. Maybe we want to work on the sales date. And as you can see, you've got a number of filters over here. Let's go to sales date by day. And you can see there's the advanced filtering, there's the basic filtering where I can choose 1, where I can choose 2, where what if I want to go for the days that are the first days of every month perhaps. What if I want to maybe go to day number 28? So I can do that as well, and as you can see, it filters itself accordingly and filters the other things as well. So what happens is that you can do the same thing for the month. You can choose data for January, you can choose data for February. Let's close this for now. Maybe you want data only for August, so you close all of this. You can select all the data of all of the months, but then that is pretty much useless. But Let's deselect that for now. Then there's also the option of quarter. You can choose quarter 1, you can choose quarter 2. So these are just ways that you can filter your dates in your data, and whichever suits your requirements, of course. You can also choose the basic filtering options. Maybe you want to know the data for 2002, maybe you want to know for 2003 and not for 2002, maybe you want to know for 2004 and 2003. So these are the options. If you select all, of course, all data of all the years will come, but that's just another factor. As you can see, the data of all the months have come. Anyway, another option that we have is for the scorecards over here. As you can see, in their filters, they have only the cost, or let's suppose the list price or the profit. So let's go to the cost right now, and maybe we want to choose the date. So what we do is go to sales date and add it to the filter. And as you can see, and all these options come up, you can choose the Tuesday, and then it's blank because there's no data for the cost at that time. So let's choose the relative date filtering option. That's a new option, and it can show items that are in the last, or in this, or in the next. For example, whatever date that you want to see. So maybe you want to check the last 30 days. So it's blank right now because the current data doesn't have that. So you can do the same for this as well. You can go to the sales date and add these options. You can go to the relative date filtering, maybe choose the last 300 days. So right now my data is very limited, but maybe this may come handy in your type of data, and you may use it according to your requirements. I hope you've understood the visual level date filters in this lesson, and I hope to see you in the next lesson as well. Hello, my name is Gazanfer, and in this lesson we'll cover page and report level filters. Let's go to our Power BI desktop. And in short, I've removed all the data slicers and filters available on every visualization that we've done. And what I want to show you is how report filters and page filters differ. So for example, let's remove this for now. So for example, we have all of this data, these cards, and I want to filter the list price on this page. So what I do is drag it to filters on this page. After this, I can use advanced filtering or basic filtering to choose the types of filter that I want to do on this page. As you can see, it keeps on changing accordingly. So this is just an example. You can use list price or whatever you want. The same is for the filters on all pages, also known as the report level filters. As you can see, if I drag this over here and I look at page 1, this is the graph. So if I change anything over here, it doesn't change on this page. However, if I remove it from here and bring it over here and change it, then as you can see, the graph over here changes as well. I hope you understood about page and report level filters in this lesson, and I hope to see you in the next lesson as well. Hello, my name is Gazanfer, and we've come to the conclusion to the chapter of filters and slicers. I hope you've understood the importance of filters and slicers in Microsoft Power BI and how we can use them to refine our data and our visualizations according to our requirements and needs. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I hope to see you in the next section. Thank you.